Namaskar and welcome to the fourth edition of our special series on India-UN partnership to mark 75th anniversary of United Nations. Listeners may recall, India is one of the founding members of the world body. Today, we are observing International Day of Rural Women. The day marks an occasion to reflect upon the state of our rural women and the ways and means to respect and to empower them. This year, the focus is on climate change and its impact on rural women. We have with us Dr. Rasha Omar, Country Director, International Fund for Agriculture, India. Dr. Rasha Omar is an agricultural economist. She has been working in the field of agriculture and rural development since 1992. Ms. Omar has extensive experience in the field of food security, natural resource management, community development, capacity building of farmers' organizations, and gender mainstreaming. She joined IFAD in 2001 and since then she has worked actively in these areas and in sector of rural finance to alleviate rural poverty and foster social equity. Ms. Omar has earlier served in various capacities in Sudan, South Sudan, Djibouti, Democratic Republic of Congo, Rome, Tunisia, and Lebanon. Welcome, Dr. Rasha Omar, to the show.
Welcome to you, and thank you very much, Mr. Atul. Namaskar to all, and happy Rural Women's Day for all the people listening to the program.
Good to have you, Dr. Rasha Omar, on our show. The International Day of Rural Women recognizes the critical role and contribution of rural women in enhancing agricultural and rural development, improving food security, and eradicating rural poverty. What has been the contribution of women in rural economy so far?
Thank you, Mr. Atul. So, as you mentioned, rural women do have an important contribution in the rural economy by the mere fact that they represent about 50% of the agricultural workforce in developing countries, and they are responsible for much of the world's food production. Now, despite this major role, women have less access than men to agricultural technologies, markets, financial services, and other agricultural resources. And because they have less access to this kind of resources, they are also more vulnerable to poverty as well as to climate change and other shocks. Now, I am pleased that my organization, the International Fund for Agricultural Development, in 2019, 51% for the people receiving services from IFAD supported projects were all women.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting sidelight you shared with us. You have been working actively in this field, and this year the focus is on how the rural women have played a major role in circumventing or in mitigating the effects of climate action. The theme is Rural Women and Girls Building Resilience. Can you explain, for the benefit of our listeners, what does it imply?
So I can give you examples from the programs that we have here in India in terms of how women are coping with the climate change impact. Now, of course, one of the major concerns from climate change and its impact is drought, flood, and leading to crop failure. So women are able to overcome this by basically focusing on food security of their households, especially during Kharif, and they are acquiring better technologies and better varieties to be able to, get good production from the paddy crop. In addition to this, they have also trained to access protective irrigation, whether from ponds or bore wells, so that they can provide life-saving irrigation during the dry spells. They have also been trained to use the residual soil moisture at the end of Kharif to take up an additional Rabi'a crop, whether of pulses or oilseeds, that would help them also with the nutrition of their households as well as better income for themselves. They've also been using a lot of locally developed biofertilizers from urine and cow dung to be able to reduce the costs being spent on chemical fertilizers and manage the costs of production. And finally, in addition to working on crops, they also take up livestock husbandry and basically promoting semi-intensive livestock rearing, relying on stall feeding and better veterinary care so that they can get also more income and more diversified food, so egg production, for example, for their households.
Yeah, you rightly pointed out, the kind of services and the efforts which have been put forward by the rural women in the agriculture sector in India. When it comes to the issues like, say, agricultural production or the food security or the natural resource management, how do you see the role of women across the globe and India in particular?
Women, because they constitute a large share of the workforce, then they contribute essentially to all the land care operations. whether this is with regards to sowing, fertilization, tending to the land, and replenishing the nutrients in the soil. So women are also traditional keepers of the different seed varieties, and in this they also promote biodiversity. Because of the big role that women play in terms of energy and fuel for their households as well as water, so having access to, less cumbersome water sources, so having water sources close to their homes and having alternatives to fuel wood for their energy consumption, all of these aspects really contribute to reducing the burden on their time, getting better labor productivity, as well as helping them contribute to farm activities as well as non-farm activities, thus improving the income overall of their households. And what we are seeing, and examples exist in India, is women through their organizations, whether the Federation of Self-Help Groups or producer organizations, are able to provide these services really very widely to poor women.
Yeah, you rightly pointed out the role which has been played by the women's self-help groups or the SHGs, who have really played the role of a catalyst in transforming the agriculture sector and catering to the food security needs of the country. Now, how does IFAD has contributed towards the self-help groups per se and in other areas towards contributing for the development in these sectors?
Well, we are very pleased that we were among the initial organizations working with the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD, in India to pilot self-help groups. And we are very happy, what started as a pilot is now a movement covering about 80 million households. And this in share of the households in rural areas of India. We are providing to the government of India across various states to basically build strong livelihood collectives and producer organizations on the foundation of self-help groups. And today in India, we support more than 1,000 such livelihood collectives and producer groups where women play an important leadership role and can make up to 90% of the membership. Now, what is unique about these organizations is, of course, not only their leadership, but also very much the types of services they provide. So whether it's access to rural finance, access to agricultural inputs and mechanization, or access to markets. And they do that in a very financially self-reliant way. So they do get initial support from the government, but very quickly they are able to recover their costs and expand their services and their membership. So we're very happy to be contributing to this and in a way making a contribution to the 10,000 farmer producer organizations that the government of India is promoting.
So quite a long way in terms of, meeting the livelihood opportunities of this sector. Well, India has been a founding member of IFAD as well as a part of its executive board. How has IFAD and India partnership benefited not just India, but other countries as well?
Today is Rural Women's Day. So I wanted to really acknowledge the role that India played as part of our executive board in IFAD in terms of pushing the boundaries on gender empowerment and introducing gender transformative approaches in IFAD portfolio. Now, India has set an example by being the first country and member state of IFAD to borrow for financing women empowerment projects, which included financial inclusion, social skills, as well as participation of women in community affairs. Now, the impact of these projects in India on women empowerment was impressive and transformed women's status in their households, in their community, as well as their interaction with public services and the private sector. Now, this catalyzed IFAD's commitment to finance more such projects across the globe. And today, 34% of all the projects approved in IFAD are rated gender transformative, and 58% of the projects that we have funded are rated gender mainstreamed, or, that they have fully achieved their gender mainstreaming objectives at the completion of these projects. And we could have only achieved this thanks to the examples and lessons learned from the India portfolio.
Yeah, quite an interesting take in terms of the partnership and the collaboration which we had with the international agencies. And well, this year 2020, it also marks 75 years of UN. How do you look at the role of women in impacting the lives of rural people at the grassroots level?
So as we mentioned earlier, women are carers for the land. Women are producers of the food. And women are also important change agents in their communities. And for us, we do feel that the achievement of the SDGs, especially SDG 1 and 2, requires full achievement of SDG 5 of gender equality. And the role of women is going to become much more important as we go forward because, as you know, despite all the efforts, all member countries of the UN, as well as the UN and various development agencies, we are still off track for SDG 1 and 2, and the current pandemic has, increased the challenges for achieving these two objectives. And they have also increased, the current pandemic has increased the vulnerability to poverty and food security. So women going forward are going to be important change agents for achieving the goals of shared prosperity. But as India has demonstrated, women need to be given a leadership role in the efforts going forward.
Yeah, the another issue of concern globally is climate change and its impact on the agriculture scenario everywhere and more so in the Indian context. How do you see it impacting the rural women and their livelihood in the years to come? And what is the road ahead?
So as you mentioned, women are impacted by climate change. So we've seen how drought has devastated prospects for households as well as floods. And these events are going to increase in frequency as we go forward. But what we also see in our program in India, and as you mentioned, the big role self-help groups have played, women are at the forefront of fighting climate change and finding solutions for these impacts of climate change. What we have seen, for example, in a state like Andhra Pradesh has already trained quite a lot of women to be internet satis. And currently, Andhra Pradesh is using this cadre of internet satis to be able to collect information related to soil moisture, to communicate weather advisories to rural households so that they are better able to use the water and irrigation in a very effective and efficient manner. So these are just some of the examples of the role women can play to ensure rural areas across the globe are more resilient to climate change.
One important aspect these days that we have been living in an era of COVID-19 pandemic, and the pandemic has cast its shadows in every walk of life. How has it impacted the lives of rural women, and how do you see the future? Whether we'll be able to address the concerns and the issues in the times to come?
The economic opportunities for rural women during these pandemic times have been really heavily disrupted. There's been an increase in the care responsibilities for women. Local markets have been disrupted, so selling, at a remunerative price and reducing wastage or waste from crops has been quite a challenge. But at the same time, what we are seeing is that women were also at the forefront of the health response in the rural areas. And they have also been at the forefront of making sure that each household is also gaining access to their entitlements under the PM Garib Kalyan Yojana. So for IFAD, what we do believe is that the recovery from the current pandemic is possible, and investment in smallholder agriculture will help us jumpstart the recovery process, as well as safeguard food supplies and boost livelihoods. And as we have mentioned, women are fully, participating equally in all these efforts in our portfolio. But we also see that the recent reforms announced by the government, as well as recent initiatives taken by the government of India, as well as other governments, also support a larger participation of women and the full mainstreaming of their concerns and their opportunities in the programs to come.
Well, thanks a lot, Dr. Rasha Umar. Well, that was Dr. Rasha Umar, Country Director, International Fund for Agriculture with All India Radio on the International Day of Rural Women. It has been a pleasure talking to you, ma'am, and thanks for your valuable time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Atul, and thank you very much for giving IFAD and myself an opportunity to talk to your audience. Thanks a lot.